Jai Sri Ram, welcome to Bharat Marg. Welcome Vinay Ji for joining Bharat Marg. Today it is going to be, something sensational today. Canadian PM Trudeau hates India and Hindus. Vinay Ji, it's not only you and me talking about, even the Canadian politicians are talking about that. Okay, we will love to get your opinion on it. Hindus joining the list of blacks, First Nations, in the list of Black Face Trudeau, how he does blackface and things like that to kind of poking at blacks,
Yeah.
and it's incredible. And before going further, friends, please make sure to like the video, comment on the video, share the video as much as you can, and also, friends, and also make sure to subscribe the channel if you didn't already, and press the notification bell to stay connected. Okay, so that whenever we go live, you can come online, you can give your feedback, ask questions, and become the part of the conversation. Okay. Vinay Ji, Jai Sri Ram,
Mhm.
welcome.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not you or me or somebody else talking about Canadian PM's hate for India and Hindus. Now Canadian politicians are talking about it. What do you say on it?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a lot of the what do you call it? Um, a superficial, I should say, kind of surface pretense. Okay, let's use the word pretense for kind of saying that by the liberal government, of course,
Mhm.
and Trudeau, to say that everything is fantastic, everything is fine, and everything is we believe in equality, equitability, and all that stuff in Canada, and everyone is equal, and we give opportunities to everybody.
Mhm.
But if you look at the facts, right? Let's go back to a few hundred years and look at how the natives, the indigenous people, were treated in the past. Okay,
Mhm.
and we have found graveyards upon graveyards in Canada where they've dug up graves of innocent kids from the indigenous background, and who are treated badly. And it doesn't mean that it has stopped today. This was going on. The residential schools that where these kids were sent to and where they were treated badly were open up until like about 30 years ago. Like, you're not talking hundreds of years ago.
Mhm.
So this is the issue, and what has been done with it. Even today, the indigenous people are kind of confined to a certain colony or to a certain camp, and they live in those camps. Okay.
Mhm.
However, the government keeps saying, oh, there is equitability in Canada. And if you look at all these statistics, right, these, there's this big organization in the US that actually says which are the top 10 countries where you're the happiest, where the standard of living is the best. And Canada is probably one in five. But nobody talks about these things that the common man is experiencing. And then let's come to the black community, right?
Mhm.
Same thing. Racial profiling has been happening within the police, within a lot of other departments, whether government or private or whatever, right? So
Mhm.
you will see. Let's compare it to the US. I mean, US is a little better. Okay. But here in Canada, you will not, or I should not say not, you'll hardly come across a black person
Mhm.
in a big office,
Uh-huh.
in an office of power. Okay.
Mhm.
So I mean, like, most recent one was uh, Saunders, who was the Toronto police chief, who's a black origin. So that was one of the rarest of rare, I should say. And now he's contesting for the mayoral elections, but he is way, like at the 15% mark, where his popularity is only 15%, whereas his closest opponent is in the 30s, which is almost double, right?
Mhm.
So that's the Mark Saunders. So
But
that's the person,
but
right?
Vinayji, say me, why do you say Trudeau hates Hindus and India the same way how he hates
I'm coming to
blacks
that.
and First Nation? Why?
So the thing is, when something is in the blood,
Hmm.
right? It's the indigenous people, the black, and now I'm going to talk about the Hindus, right?
Hmm.
Like there have been, especially in the last, let's only talk about the last couple of years, okay? So there have been a lot of atrocities against the Hindu community, uh, defacing the temples, vandalizing the temples, and throwing the Indian national flag. Somebody carries Indian national flag, whether and most of these people celebrate Diwali. So during the Diwali celebration last year, there was a huge confrontation between the Hindus and another community, and see, these things are being done, and then what has the government done about it? They have pretty much turned a blind eye to this, okay? And the most recent one was the this sorry, you're showing the protest where the students from India are being deported, right? So this is another thing that is happening. But so what's the relief for these kids?
No,
Okay.
but he see that's what I want to. That's what I want to say you. That's what I want to say. He put a stay on those things. But if you see, he is very buddy with the Punjabi community. He is very buddy with the Pakistani community. How can you say he is a racist who is against
No,
Hindus?
no. See that the yeah, the most recent thing is also um, the Indira Gandhi's assassination. They carried that assassination, the whole drama, the whole assassination thing with the Indira Gandhi's figurine in decked in, like, bloody clothes, and
Mhm.
then the two people of Sikh origin are showing a gun to her, and
Mhm.
this is what happened in 1984, October 31st.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, this was portrayed right, during a rally that these guys took out on June the 4th. And what has the government done about it? Nothing. The only person who has made a comment was the liberal MP from Ottawa, Chandran Arya, and this man is the only one who said something about it. But otherwise, nothing has happened about it. I mean, like, the Trudeau government officially has not made a single comment. And again,
See, you had to understand, Chandra Arya is a Hindu, and they are being kind enough, even though with the with the kind of opinion he made against them. But if you see, on the other hand, Ramesh Sangha was sick and he was fired.
right, exactly. So the trend continues. The atrocities, the vandalizing, the temple attack, and all that stuff is going on, and nothing much has been done about it, and it's all being kind of brushed under the carpet, right?
Mhm.
So, and I'm not saying the police have not done anything, but police are doing that investigation and stuff like that. But the thing is, the government has to come and say certain things, in the open, and say, hey, listen, this is happening, and you need to do something about it. And then there were, I think you probably saw last year, near the Malton Gurudwara, and near the Dixie Road Gurudwara, they had huge posters that said that there is a genocide going on. People, the Hindu government, the BJP led Hindu government is killing innocent children, even infanticide. And they had some gruesome, graphic images of kids that were decked in, blood and stuff like that. But all these were factually incorrect, because nothing of that sort has happened in India. And if
Mhm.
it has, I mean, like, it would have become a huge issue. And the government today is a very responsible government there. Yet the Trudeau government, there is a huge friction between the Trudeau government and the Indian government, because whatever these guys are doing is basically in the interest of their own vote bank. Okay, so now you showed some images earlier on where Trudeau is sitting with a bunch of I'm not sure if they were Sikhs or Muslims, and he's having food with them, right?
Mhm.
So now, and look at this stuff when Trudeau was in Toronto, I think, and when they had this annual Sikh Day, and then when he was in Punjab a few years ago. These are all images for vote bank, because Sikhs have a pretty dominating population here, and also keep in mind that Jagmeet Singh, who is his buddy in the government, who is actually supporting him from the NDP side, because Liberal government is a minority government, is also put pretty much a threat to Trudeau, saying that if you try to lean towards any other community other than our community, which is the Sikh community, the Khalistani community, then I'm going to withdraw my support. So this is where things are
And
going.
their boss.
That's why he doesn't care. He doesn't care about any other vote bank. He's only concerned about the vote bank from the Punjabi community, the Sikh community, and the Muslim community. Yes, they are. He's kind of, again, it's a vote bank, but internally, I'm not sure how much discrimination is going on.
No, no. It means, see, people say he's supporting Khalistanis, or not only Khalistanis. I want you to know he supports LTTE back in Scarborough. Okay, it's not that people may think in Brampton, oh, he's a Khalistani supporter. No, no. He is. He supports the complaint against Justin Trudeau is he supports anybody who is a anti-Hindu bigotry carrying people, and also anti-Indian.
Correct.
Do you agree with that?
No,
If
no,
so, what?
I totally agree with that, because I mean, like, you must have seen the recent interview with Jaishankar, who is the External Affairs Minister of India, and
Mhm.
he said the same thing, because you know what he's saying, that you're targeting Hindus, you're targeting the Indian philosophy of peace and stuff like that, and you're letting these people they're pretty much let loose in this country here in Canada, where they're going around and doing their own stuff. And the only person who has come up with some voice is this politician Yavuz Hakim, from he's of Turkish background, and he's an independent conservative candidate for member of parliament in the Eglinton Lawrence riding in Toronto. Okay, he's running as an independent conservative candidate, and he's aspiring to be a member of parliament in the House of Commons in the 45th Canadian federal election, which is coming up soon. Okay, and
Mhm.
he's asking for the support of Canadians in the snap election, an earlier election than the scheduled one, predicted to occur in 2023. Okay, and that's going to happen, because this government is not going to last long. It's a minority government that's in power, and Yavuz Hakim has been extremely vocal and strongly believes in the people's interest, and he says that the people's interest comes first, not the institutions. This includes the rights, the freedom, and justice of our nation. And Yavuz Hakim will stand for the people of our nation. That's what he says. And he has openly challenged the Khalistanis, especially the Khalistanis, in his one of his videos, saying that, hey guys, you are actually desecrating and vandalizing Hindu temples. So guess what? I am going to support the Hindus. I'm actually going to sleep in those temples. I'm
Mhm.
going to sleep in those temples, and I will challenge you. You come and try doing anything to the temples. I'll be there to protect the Hindu temples.
Wow. Yeah. Is there any reason? Who is he basically? Why he is talking when Hindus themselves are sleeping in the home? You know. they don't care about what is happening to the temple. So why he is much
this
care?
is the unfortunate part with our community, right? Like, we are peace loving and whatever, but end of the day, the funny thing is, the peace goes to a kind of an extreme, actually.
Hmm.
And they don't even protect themselves. They don't even talk for themselves. And that's where you need these kind of people who are willing to support, willing to help, and things like that from outside. And Hakim's background, he's of Turkish descent. He moved to Canada a little while ago, and now he's actually, wants to get into politics. And he was a businessman. He's a businessman. He owned a manufacturing plant and all that, and he's a self-made landowner and industrialist and all that. But now he's getting into politics, and what he wants to do is he wants to fight for the people, the real, the fight. And now he's planning to contest from the Eglinton riding, actually.
Well, I have one last question to you.
Eglinton Lawrence, yeah.
I have one last question to you.
Mhm.
You know, the church-going group, are they happy with Justin Trudeau? Okay, are they thinking that his attack on India is definitely denting the business opportunities? That is not right. What is their thinking at? Are they thinking they are also going rah rah behind him?
I mean, like, the when you say the church going people, are you talking about the mainstream Canadians? I'm assuming, right?
Yes.
So the mainstream Canadians are pretty, I should say, very neutral to politics. Okay, look at the way the politics works in Canada, and let's compare it to India. Okay,
Mhm.
so I mean, like, even in India, in certain parts of India, I'm not saying everything is hunky dory, but I'm just saying, if you look at the voter turnout in Canada, right, we're
Mhm.
talking in terms of 30 to 40%.
Mhm.
Okay, like, I'm talking less than 50, rather more than 50% don't even vote in
Mhm.
Canada. Okay, so half the population doesn't even vote. So now, what is left of the remaining half the population? From there, if a party gets about, maybe uh 20% of the 50% or 30% of the 50%, that candidate is a winner, because you'll have most of them are multi dimensional election, or sorry, people. There are more than two parties are contesting, because there are three main parties in Canada.
Mhm.
And then you have the independents, and then the smaller parties and stuff like that. So the votes get divided. So
Mhm.
somebody with, like, even like 5% of the, if you look at the overall picture, right,
Mhm.
with 5% of the popularity, okay, of the voter, actual people casting ballots to that particular person, with
Mhm.
5%, a person gets elected as an MP or an MPP or a councillor.
Right.
So so you can see that true democracy doesn't exist, because the mainstream Canadians don't vote. A lot of them don't even care about politics. So
Right.
do they care about what's going on with the Trudeau government? I'm not sure. There are a few people who are pretty vocal, but most of them are pretty blasé about it.
And the Conservative Party chief blasted him for doing the Indira Gandhi rally, and then he goes and attends the thing with the Sikh community over there, Khalisani gang in Montreal. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that, but the only person right now who can actually do something is Polivier, because when you look at the two evils, right? Like, when I'm talking liberal government with Trudeau as its head, and NDP with Jagmeet Singh at its head, and both of them in collusion as partners, are now leading the government, right? Now, the only other person who can actually topple this government is Polivier, because other than these people, we don't have any other alternatives. So, best of two evils, right? Who is the best of two evils? I think
Oh,
better of two evils. So when you so better of two
okay.
evils is Poilievre, go with Poilievre rather than this Trudeau and Jagmeet Singh partnership.
Yeah.
So and Poilievre has been talking about some good stuff in the parliament. And if you notice that, he talked about the latest interest rate hike and all that, and the only thing he asked Trudeau was in the parliament, and he kept repeating his question. He said, Mr. Trudeau, can you please tell me how much more does a common man have to pay, for the mortgage, for his mortgage? Okay.
Yeah.
So,
And
how much
and he
more?
also asked Trudeau why he was sent home from the school. Can he clarify that kind of?
Right. So,
you
but
know,
this man kept going around in circles. He talked about climate change. He talked about environment. He talked about forest fire, but he never answered Poilievre's point. And finally, at one point, Poilievre, I think he asked the same question at least about 10 times. And at one point, Trudeau lost it, and he started pretty much yelling back at this guy.
absolutely, absolutely. So let's as per Vinay Ji, and here as per the discussion, the Canadian PM, who is not only anti-Hindu but anti-Indian, okay, but in bed with Khalistani and other anti-national elements over there, okay. But the question Vinay Ji has is, will you like to support the two-headed monster or one? Okay, right, Vinay Ji?
Good. Yeah, that's a good way to
Yeah,
put it.
so let's comment your opinion, and we will love to hear from you. And yeah, and talk to you soon in the next video. Something important is going to come with Vinay Ji on video gaming. Okay, that's why you had to subscribe to this channel and press the notification bell and stay connected, because something very, very exclusive and important is coming. And till then, Jai Sri Ram, Jai
Hare
Jai
Krishna.
Sri Ram.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.